Trap, let me ask you a question.
Mm.
So you think King Von was a bad guy for his...
Yeah, I do, man. I kind of do. I kind of do.
Environment, bro.
I kind of do.
How about
I feel
the
like
killer be killed situations, Trap?
All right, Trap Lord Ross, welcome to Clubhouse, man. It's the Coliseum. It's the Terror Dome. They're going to go at him about that King Von documentary. Was it one-sided? Did he go too hard? Jeffrey Dahmer? Well, let's get to it.
Yo, so Trap, I want to ask you something, right? Because I know Vaughn personally, right? So when you started doing your homework, you know how much charities that Vaughn ever did?
No, I don't.
You know any good he ever did for people around him?
I think he did plenty of good for the people around him, for sure. He seems like somebody that was very loyal to his friends, very loyal to his family and his boys.
Because some people might feel like he started glorifying like the work he put in the streets and people you might think that he like that, but you're not making like a complete documentary of him. Basically that documentary was like a serial documentary, like
facts.
Certain. That's why I just asked you, like, you don't even know how much charities he ever did. So
how much charity you got to give to make up for 7 bodies, though?
Yeah, but then you were just keeping it on the bodies.
Because that's what it was about. The charity wasn't really a big part of his story, you know, respectfully. Like, I f with Von, but like, it wasn't a big thing for him to be given to charity. Like, that wasn't a big part of his story. The story was that he was claiming 7 bodies in his music, and allegedly they were true. You know, no disrespect, but it's like, it wasn't a video about like, I'm looking crazy out here talking about, oh, but Von was doing charity. Like, that doesn't make up for it. And unfortunately, it seemed to me that he really did those. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really alleviate the situation to me.
I'm not saying that, but if you watch a documentary about Malcolm X, they're going to go from what school he went to the day he died. You watch Martin Luther King.
I did that.
Talk about everything in their life. I feel like that documentary was basically based on who he might not, who he got problems with. And I don't feel like you kind of made it straight about King Von itself. You made it about King Von, the rapper, but not the person that his family love and the people that really love him. That's the only problem I think people got a problem with it about. Because it's just like the Jeffrey Dahmer. He's not no Jeffrey Dahmer. He's a regular that adopted society. Whatever he had going on, he had to adopt it.
I feel like there's just kind of a very strange like defense of Von that comes around. Is like, I'm a fan of Von, like I would never disrespect Von, but it's like people want to kind of whitewash his history. And bro, he was jumping on songs talking about he's got 7 bodies, he's smoking, you know what I mean, smoking KI, doing this, doing that, like talking about all these different people that have been that he allegedly had something to do with. And like, bro, like it's a 3.5-hour documentary. I talk about his childhood, I talk about where he comes from, I talk about the history of his area, his father getting, his family history, his best friends that got, everything that he went through to build a picture of like what he became, like why he was motivated to kill people, why he got so good at people. But like realistically, bro, I just don't feel like just throwing some charity work in there really is going to absolve him of any of the alleged that he did. And also to me, that was an important part of his story. This is ain't nobody really talking to me about Von doing charity work.
Trap, let me ask you a question. So you think King Von was a bad guy for his...
Yeah, I do, man. I kind of do. I kind of do.
Environment, bro.
I kind of do.
How about the killer be killed situations, Trap?
Well, let me tell you why I think it's different, and this is a very important because I totally agree.
Talk to me.
I totally agree, and I always say a lot of people get put in kill or be killed situations, and I think Von was put in kill or be killed situations until it gets to that late stage of his career. He doesn't need to be lining up anymore. Like, I personally believe, this is just my opinion, don't sue me, but you know, Von's not with us anymore, so I can't defame him, but I believe that Von lined up the duck. I believe that Von funded that. I personally believe that. I think that there's been, you know, talk about it. It was mentioned in court, an alleged $100,000 bounty. blockchains were passed out. I think he was a millionaire and he didn't need to be lining up people to get anymore. And I felt like that was why I felt like it was bad what he was doing. He didn't need to be doing that anymore. But the unfortunate reality is he was a product of his environment. He wanted to keep having people. He wanted to keep raising hell, catching attempted with Dirk. And I'm not trying to deny he's a complicated man. I'm trying to make a very 3-dimensional portrayal of this man as far as like actually explaining where he came from. But bro, as far as I'm concerned, unfortunately, the conclusion is that the guy was a, and he continued to try and wage war on the streets even after he became a millionaire and got out of the streets. And I think more from a moral point of view, I'm not from the streets, but I think that was wrong. And I think
so you think he was out of the streets because he was a millionaire? That make it it's even more dangerous for you.
No, but I don't think he should have been funding the war, paying for people to be shooting at people, doing alleged armed robberies with Dirk. I think that was wrong, and I would say to anybody.
This, so you get a phone call and 3 of your mans got hit. What you think he's supposed to do? He from the streets.
Hey man, so if you get that phone call, what are you doing?
I'm 47 years old. I get a lot of those phone calls.
Hey, well, you're a successful entrepreneur now, Wack, so you shouldn't be answering those phone calls, right?
No, what I'm saying, no, you're right, but dude definitely was not on my level.
No, that's facts. That's facts. I'll give you that.
He was a youngster coming up, right? So now watch this. If you are dependent on the streets to keep you safe, right? And those streets that you keep safe call you because something unsafe didn't happen and there's some unalive people on the block, right? Is he gonna tell those people, I can't do nothing for you, I'm a millionaire?
Hey, they called and said Doc is shopping peacefully outside Dolce & Gabbana. What are we going to do? So I feel like it's slightly different, but I feel like what you're saying is right, and I think that is the reason what happened.
All that was still tied in. It was like he got the money, but he didn't get the money being a square. He got the money based on the blood in the streets.
The competition.
That's low-key true, but then answer me this, right? So you're basically saying we should give Von a pass for all them. It was kill or be killed. It doesn't matter if you made $18 million.
No, this is what I'm saying. Don't give Von a pass for those, and don't feel sorry for Von about it. It's what it is.
Well, I would agree with that. You know what it is? I feel like with Von...
You get what I'm saying? I hate when people do that. Yeah, smoking on this, smoking on that, yeah. And then it happens, oh no, man, what you mean? This would come with it. Like, don't give him a pass, right? But don't, we're not sympathetic towards yours either.
I feel like just with the Von thing, man, something really strange happened, and I just feel like it's just people didn't want to believe, or people didn't. I felt like people were just trying to be gangster on the internet by pressing me and acting like, yo, well, the streets don't talk. Von didn't do anything, when it was plainly obvious from the evidence and from the details that I pulled up that it looked pretty damning that Von did do those things. Like, do you feel like there's just this street code that guys just don't want to admit that anyone did anything ever? Because it's plainly obvious. Like, people are going to try and be like, Von never did anything. He was a good kid. If you told Von he was a good kid and he didn't have no bodies in person, he would have s***ed you when he was alive.
Well, of course, I say that because you got to remember, Von still has children and family and loved ones. So if you start putting bodies on him that people didn't know he did, although he's not around to become a body, then they'll start bodying the people that's closest to him. So yeah, they're not going to come out in the open claiming that.
But that's facts, and I love this argument because people always bring this one to me and they're like, yeah, well, what about his kids? You're putting all this stuff out there and his kids are going to have to watch this. And it's like, bro, his kids are going to listen to his songs where he's talking about seven bodies. No. His kids going to see everything. I'm just putting my thing together. You get me?
I don't care about the watch. I'm talking about, say, for instance, all right, it comes out, the little double up, Von was responsible for that. It just comes out today, right? Little double up got some nieces and nephews and some brothers over there too. Guess what? Now Lil Von baby mama, his kids, something, and now it's now in jeopardy.
Facts, but that's the streets, right? I feel like people want to act like, well, that's my fault for making a documentary, but people act like the streets don't know who got killed by Von.
My mouth, bro. Listen, Trap. Here it go. And I'm telling you this. Anything that is of your reach, anything that you can research and you can find out, Trap, being a square dude from UK, you got the right to talk about it, report on it, debate it, dissect it any way you want, because it should have never been out there for you to know about it. Period.
Hey, I see someone in the comments saying they've seen King Von on live counting bodies, and that's facts. That's what I'm saying. Is like, people want to act like I aired all this out, but King Von is on live talking about how many bodies you think I got. It's more than 5. I merch it on. Oh, it's more than 5. Like, that was out there. You know what I'm saying? He was moving crazy with the self-snitching, and it is what it is.
I think they just mad because you get paid off this, bro.
Hey, low key.
I don't think they even care.
Hey, I'm not denying it.
Say again,
it still sound like
I think they be mad because he getting paid.
All right, y'all, there it is. You could tell Trap Lord had made his rounds on Math Hoffa, Vlad, No Jumper. You could tell. He know these questions coming. He got the right answers for him. He stands on his square about it, and he don't waver. It don't matter whether it's the vulture deal, to this, to that. He's figured his way in this game without offending people by letting them know I'm not from the streets, but I'm invested in it. and I really do care about what I do. So I don't know what else you can say about the man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy, The Answer. We out.